Hey, hello beautiful seekers of the truth. I am Carolina Adriana, and today's video is about really living from your truth. That means being authentic, whatever the situation is. Even if you will most probably hurt somebody else by telling your truth. Okay, so there is an example that I have come across recently, and that is if you are having had a parent who was always kind of condemning you, who was always putting you down in every way, your opinions are all wrong, they're all rubbish, or you should definitely not follow those opinions. And you should be doing this, you should be like that. So basically, your parent has not accepted you as you are, and instead wanted you to be someone he thought or she thought to be someone who fits in, right? To fits in to society and the rules of society. Does that sound familiar? Well, I have a client who has had a very difficult relationship with her dad, and it's been going on all her life really, and she felt very crushed by that and very unworthy because of that, and really the lack of self-esteem was the result, and never really knowing can I speak my truth, when am I actually coming from my truth, is this now my mind speaking, is this my true self, is this my heart speaking, not really knowing, where she was coming from. And she didn't know that when she's coming from her mind, then she is most likely not speaking her truth, but it was so ingrained, so conditioned in her that she didn't realize when she was speaking from her mind, she thought, she's being real, or she thought she's doing the right thing because that's what she was used to. And finding her true self in all that, Wirrwarr, we say in German, this sort of, ball of twine that's all knotted up and all tangled up in that mess, in that mental mess really, to find her truth, her own truth, her own authentic self was really difficult. And, and in that situation, so many times when she did speak her truth and she did speak her opinion, then her dad would just get really angry. And how do you know that's not what you do? And why do you do that? That's so bad, or what's so wrong, or whatever, And there was just an ongoing fighting, and never really an experience of a harmonious relationship between the two. And that was very draining and very, very difficult for her. And, obviously she could not change her dad. That's what she tried really for a lot. She tried to fight him. She tried to, make him see her and make him respect her. But, that just didn't work at all. And all that fighting was going on, but we were working together on her issues. So the truth is that when you have such a situation, you want to speak your truth and you realize you can't, because the other person, as a fly buzzing about, the other person isn't able to. Somebody isn't able to, because he or she is coming from a very set rules of thoughts and beliefs, and he can't change them. So all she could do was change herself, change the triggers that were in her that would come up again and again. And, that's exactly what we did, working with one trigger after the next and really going very deep, going deep inside and looking for what was really upsetting her, what was the belief, what was the feeling, and then connecting with that and then dissolving it. And that's what I do in my journeys, on the healing journeys that I offer to my clients. I have a program that's called Rediscover Your Radiance. And so it's all about, coming too much from the mind and living mostly from your mind to facing your inner beliefs that are giving you pain and, the old emotions, and then letting them go one after the next. And so shredding away or lifting off all these clouds that are in front of your own light, your own sunshine that would radiate and shine if those beliefs weren't there, right? Yes, and that's what we have achieved. And so then, when those beliefs are gone and those misperceptions and those conditioned programming, then all of a sudden it's easy to stand up for yourself, and it's easy to speak your truth, and it's easy to be authentic, and it's also easy to not have to be right and to not stand, and make it, I need to speak my truth, I need to say what I think, whatever, to everybody, because that was kind of like the last struggle that was there between the two, the dad and the child, really, but now grown woman. And when my client realized that what she's done was really battling her dad all the time, resenting him really at the end, and really wishing that he would have been loving, he would have been caring, he would have been accepting her as she was, loving her as she was, but he didn't do all of that, in her opinion, in her point of view. From his side, he did do that, but the way he was showing it was not the way she wanted to be shown it, because she was a highly loving and highly sensitive child, and still is, like that, and really wanted love, but that generation of parents was not able to give love in that way that we wanted it. And I was the same, I was highly sensitive. So what can we do? We can't keep on resenting for the rest of our lives, because that hurts us. That's so uncomfortable, right? And I had the same thing, actually, until my dad died. I realized I was still holding on to resentment towards him. And then he died, and I felt, really made a strong decision that I don't want to hold that any longer. So I did make that strong decision, and I actually asked my guides, come on, help me please. I called on my higher self, and I made a strong decision, that's it, I'm letting it go now. He's going to be buried next week, and by that time, I want to let it go. It's a must. And I did, it worked. That strong intention and decision made the magic happen, I guess. And so I could see him, who he was. I could see, and that's exactly what my client did as well, really see who he was, where he was coming from, seeing his struggles, his limiting beliefs, his lack of love that he experienced in his childhood. And then I took back my power. I realized he is not able to give me the love that I wanted. And, and then taking back my power, and then instead, oh my God, he needs my love, and I've been battling all my life to get his love. And that was the same for my client. Constantly wanting the parent to love you as you are is exhausting, right? But when you come to the realization that you actually carry the love within you already, and all you need and needed all the time was your own love for you, to accept you as you are and not wait for them, your mom or dad, to accept you as you are, then the whole thing can turn around. And then it was for my client and for me, we could shine love to our dads. We could just see him as he is. We could see what he enjoyed. We could see what brings him pleasure. We could see what does he like to talk about. And then just do that, and don't expect him to be different. And don't kind of push him, Dad, I want to talk about something more meaningful. Dad, I want to talk about something that's more spiritual or so. What's the point if he can't do that? And it's always just, because really that would be just thinking about us, thinking about me. I want this. You have to be like this. If you're just doing small talk, I won't like it. It's boring. I won't come anymore. So it's all about me then, right? But the minute if you can turn around And if you can love your parent as they are, wow, that is really a very different point of view. Can you see? And then you're coming from love, and then you're coming from ease and peace and even joy. Then you can go out and enjoy with them. You know, like for instance, my mom loves to cook for us kids and family, and all she needs really is the, oh mom, that was so delicious again, thank you so much. Then she's happy, you know. And then there's a connection. Then there's a flow of love going on. So that's what I want to invite you today. Those people you have struggles with, those people you are battling with, who are not the way you want them to be, you know, and again and again they are not giving you the love that you want to have from them, and you feel upset and you feel crushed, you feel wrong, you feel bad. Turn it around. Stop thinking about you. That's what you've done all the time, right? And that's where the pain comes from. The pain comes from, I want this. You must do this. You have to be like this. You should have given me love. You should have, right? So, how about stopping that? Yes, you still need to sort out a lot of stuff in yourself. You still need to go deep and delete and dissolve those beliefs. But for now, to get yourself more peace, you can allow the other person you're struggling with to be them, to let them be as they are. And then they would feel free, right? They would feel the energies shifted in you. They would feel there is no more energy struggling. There's no more battling going on. So they wouldn't react defensively. They wouldn't maybe react fearfully anymore. If they can trust you, that you will love them unconditionally, which is what you're demanding of them, right? So you need to show it first. You need to show that you can love unconditionally, no matter what, really. And if you can't, then you will probably find that the other person isn't opening up to you completely, you know, maybe just sometimes or a little bit, but not all the time. So do that, turn the thing around, give the love that you want from another person to them first. Be the change you want to see in the world, right? And I'm all for giving love unconditionally, whatever the situation. You know, so that's most people who are needy are not giving the love that they want from the other person or a certain person. And that's the answer, right? So if you can do that, you will change a lot. And that means you have to disidentify from your egoic mind. You have to stop wanting. You have to stop demanding certain things, like love, most likely. So it's the wanting that keeps hurting you. I wanted my mom to stop telling me I'm wrong all the time, you know, indirectly. And my client wanted her dad to stop criticizing her, to stop making her wrong, to stop putting her down, you know, to actually allow her to be herself. And I have another client who really is longing for love from a certain person, and he is seemingly not getting it, and therefore he feels crushed. So it's the wanting that is the problem. That's the egoic mind, you know. That is not in alignment with your higher self. That's not in alignment with your soul's truth. So wanting is something that does not come from the realm of truth. And if you seek to live from truth, you really have to give up and surrender and let go of your wanting, your egoic mind's wanting. And instead, you have to allow the person or people around you to be as they are, allow to, you know, whatever happens around you to happen, and know it happens for a reason, to show you how to come home, really. And that's another video I can make. to show you how to come home. Even though life seems difficult and not exactly the way you wanted it to be. But that, again, that's the problem. If you want something and it's not happening, it's happening like that for a reason. Because your egoic mind is not here to be satisfied, you know. The egoic mind comes from need. That's not your true self. If it's a soul's desire that comes from love, you know, or joy, that's a completely different matter. That wouldn't be wanting, that's a desire. That's a heartfelt desire. That is not dictating another person to be in a certain way. You know, a true desire does never dictate another person how to be in a certain way. So it's the wanting. So look out for where you're demanding people to be in a certain way. Where are you wanting something to be in a certain way? And anything similar, you know, look out for that. Be really honest to yourself. And can you let go of the wanting? And instead, can you turn it around and give that, what you are wanting, to the other person first? Okay, let me know. Let me know in the comments how difficult that is for you, or maybe if you have done that. I'd love to hear from you. And give me a like if you enjoyed that, if that was helpful to you. Subscribe to my channel to get more videos on how to live from love, how to live actually from the fifth dimensional unconditional love energy that we are all going to move into now slowly. Okay, so it's nice to connect with you, and I see you again hopefully next Sunday. Bye for now.